Hey guys, how's it going? It's Andre here with Cat Amazing, coming to you from our global headquarters, our apartment in New Jersey. This is Zeke here to assist. And you're getting this video, you're watching this video because you're one of the very few, I don't know if I'd say lucky yet, but very few definitely, recipients of our new puzzle toy product prototype, the Cat Amazing Epic. Really excited and really grateful to you for taking a look at it, providing feedback, helping spread the word if you love it. Admittedly a little bit embarrassed as well, because you'll see when you get it that when I said pre-production prototype, I wasn't kidding. So you'll be getting an unmarked brown box. It's going to look like a little bit like smuggling contraband or something. And inside is going to be just parts for the toy. There's no assembly instructions, there's no card, no nothing. Now, hopefully I can count on your pioneer guinea cat spirit to kind of envision what this toy will be like, if and when hopefully we succeed with the Kickstarter and actually put it into production. It's going to be an awesome unboxing experience with a card and awesome packaging, kind of just like the current toy. So really want to make it great. But for now, we just have the pre-production prototype for you to kind of kick the tires on and take it for a spin. So what I want to do is I want to show you how to put it together and how to assemble the toy properly. It's not really rocket science, it's not super complicated, but there's a little bit of a kind of a trick to getting the inserts inside in a certain order so that it divides the sections inside for the cat to play with. So yeah, I want to just kind of walk you through that. It's going to be pretty quick and pretty simple. So I have it right here. The first step is probably going to be, for you as it is for me, to remove the cat from the box. It's very important. So we're going to put Zeke right over here. Zeke, where's your banana? Here's your banana. No, you want to go back. Okay, let's try that again. I'll give you the box, I promise, right after you put it together. So there's a really good chance he'll be back. Right? Okay. So once you open the box, like I said, there's going to be a whole bunch of parts in there. The first thing we're going to want to do, yes, you can stay on that side. Perfect. So the first thing we're going to want to do is put together the outer shell. So the outer shell is this white bit here, and it's actually very straightforward to put it together. So it just folds out, like yay. And on the bottom, there are a couple of glue strips. So I'm going to fold these guys over, fold over the bigger flaps, and you'll have these sort of longer flaps will have a couple of glue strips on them. So I'm going to, hopefully you'll have better fingernails than I do to pull these guys off. Oops. I'll probably cut this part of the video so that I don't continue embarrassingly struggling with the glue strip. Cool. So I got one, and then on the other side, we're going to get stuff from this side. The other one. There's the other one. And basically, you just fold these two wider flaps in and then put the longer one evenly on top of it. Now, I recommend doing this on the floor. I'm kind of doing it in the air because I want to be in front of the camera. And the table is sort of occupied by my colleague. So I'm going to push this guy down and then push this guy down next to it, just parallel like so. And the easiest thing to do is just actually press it down from the inside. So put these guys together, press from inside, and we have the outer shell. So pretty straightforward. Now the next thing is going to be putting the inserts in there before we close the whole thing up and you get the completed toy. So the inserts that go on the bottom, there are 3 of them, and then 3 that go on the top. So the bottom 3 are the longer ones. So they're the ones with the which are clearly longer than the other ones. And basically the idea is to match the holes on the side of the inserts with the holes on the side of the outer box. So here I'm holding, you'll see I've got insert with like 3, I'm just grabbing the pink one here. And the pink one is going to line up with this side of the toy. So I'm just going to, what I like to do is actually just like to compress these a little bit, just get them open so that way they're perfectly square, and then put them inside. Now, here's one of the places where you might encounter the pre-production-ness of the toy because the inserts might be a little bit actually longer than the box itself. That's because these samples are actually made with a slightly different machinery and slightly different methods than a full production run. So the dimensions might be a little bit off. So just very kind of carefully place the insert right up against the wall here. And the next one I'm going to take out is this green one. And the green one goes on the other side. So the pink one's in there like that. The green one's going to go basically on the other side. So once again, just making sure that the holes on the side line up with the holes on the outer side. Putting that up right there. And again, you might get a little bit of warping of the insert, a little bit of compression, because again, the insert is a little bit too long for the box. Obviously, this is not going to be an issue when we go into full production, but it might be a little bit of an issue now. So don't worry too much about it. I just want to make sure you know it's not you screwed something up. It's we screwed something up. So, and then the yellow one goes right in the middle between the two. And you'll see I put a little kind of a hint in there. So it'll say, you'll see the words "line this up" will be kind of on when you put all the three inserts in. So it'll say "line this up" from pink, yellow to green. So drop that in there. Cool. And you should be seeing something like this, where again it says "line this up" at the bottom. And then you can put in the top inserts. So these are going to be pretty much just as simple. So again, I like to flex them out so they're kind of perfectly rectangular before I drop them in. And then I'm going to take it, put the yellow one in. I think the yellow one's the middle one. So I'm just going to leave that there. Take out this green one and place that toward me. So I don't know if you can see that there. So toward the front. So green one first, then the yellow one, and you'll see kind of the holes sort of match up. So you've got kind of when the two inserts are placed next to each other, the holes complete each other. And then the last one's the pink one. So again, hopefully this will be a lot easier for you because you'll be doing this without trying to point it at the camera as well. So there it is, and I'm going to drop that one in last. Cool. And so you should be getting something that looks like this. And now you've got the upper level of the inserts. Cool, and then finally, all that's left is to close the box. Now here again, we have a slight issue with the sample. So it's supposed to be scored on the outside because obviously this bit is going to bend outward like this, but it's only scored on the inside. Again, just different production methods for the samples. So not a big deal, just kind of gently press this part in. When you go to close it, you might get a little bit of bending, not a big deal. It doesn't affect the toy at all for sure. And again, of course, this will be fixed in full production. And like so. Just basically, when you see the score line on the inside, just push against that from the outside, and it will create that exact same score line on the outside. And then the rest of it is just about closing it up. It closes up pretty much like one of those like carriers you get at a shelter. So just closing it up like so. Cool. And you should get the complete toy. Like yay. A couple of things I want to point out to you, because again, this will all be in the assembly instructions, and with the card that comes in with the toy, there'll be a lot of kind of cool info and things like that. We don't have that now, but you'll see that the toy actually has a couple of difficulty levels, and it's got a level indicator on the side here. So you see, it'll hopefully, if you've assembled it correctly, it'll say easy inside the level indicator. When with the easy setting, basically what it does primarily, it closes a couple of the holes on the sides, you'll see when we switch it to hard. But basically what it does mainly is it actually mostly closes off the holes, the little holes in between the upper level and the lower level. So that means when the cat's hunting around for the treats in the upper section, they don't fall through very easily. So it's easier for the cat to get them out through the holes in the upper section. When we reverse the inserts, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment, these small holes will open up. So when the cat's fishing for the treats inside, they're more likely to fall through to the bottom, so they have to hunt longer. First they'll be kind of rummaging around on top, the treat falls through, then they have to go to the bottom, rummage it out there, probably it'll get knocked around, so they have to go around the toy and kind of get a little bit more involved and take a little bit more time to get the treat out. So to switch the levels, it's actually pretty straightforward. You just open the toy, like so. And all you have to do is just take out the top 3 inserts and flip them completely around. So let's see if I can do this standing up in midair. So the pink one goes to the bottom. Again, yellow's in the middle, just flipped backwards. And the green one goes to the other side, like so. And you'll see that the holes inside now, they open up. So all these little holes open up. And now again, when the cat's rummaging around for the treats, they're much more likely to knock them inside. And so I just close it back up. And what's nifty, hopefully you find it as clever as I did, the printing of the word harder is now going to be in the level indicator. How cool is that? And then you'll see also a couple of other holes are closed up, so now I'll say kind of just a sniff over here and say work harder here. You might see a few printing issues, so again, because of the way these samples were created, it was created on a machine that's not as precise for the printing. So the printing might be shifted a little bit. Again, don't be concerned that that'll be the way it'll be in the final production. Final production, everything will be super precise, created on a machine that's meant to kind of mass produce these things, so with a high level of precision. Cool, so that's how you assemble the Cat Amazing Epic. Hopefully that's helpful. A couple of just really quick things. First of all, again, just want to express how grateful I am to you guys for checking out the toy and for helping spread the word. Again, please only spread the word and post it and whatever if you absolutely love it. There's if you don't, for whatever reason, don't like the toy, don't feel like I hope you do, but if you don't feel like there's any obligation whatsoever, any expectation. I think the most important thing for you, and ultimately for me, is for you to maintain integrity with your audience and with your followers. So if you feel like you, for whatever reason, if your heart's not behind the endorsement, please don't feel like any obligation to me or to us. So that's totally and completely fine. And one other really, really important thing, and I'll mention the email as well, but we're going to have a tiny window of opportunity to make any changes to the die line, hopefully once the Kickstarter succeeds, before we go into full production. So we'll be able to make changes to pretty much everything, the structure, even the size, the printing, everything. So what I'm saying that in mind with is if you have any feedback, any suggestions, any thoughts, however critical, small, big, whatever you notice, whatever you observe with the cat playing, if you think certain areas are too hard, too easy, you have an idea for repositioning, any idea that you have, we will be super, super grateful for those, and we're going to take them very seriously. We're going to sit down and review every piece of feedback we get, sit down with the factory, with our 3D model designer, review everything. So please, don't think this is kind of like a suggestion box hanging over a trash can or something, like where it's just kind of lip service. We really, really will value and appreciate your feedback. So any thoughts you have, please send them to us. Again, super grateful to you for checking this out. Really excited to hear what you have to think. And thank you so much, again, from all of us at Cat Amazing. Take care.